Hello everyone, here Professor I.D. Patil. Today I am going to start a video lecture on thermochemical welding types. So far we discussed about the arc weldings and the types of the arc weldings. The thermochemical welding type is a combination of thermal energy and chemical reactions a welding takes place. In that we have the two types. First one is the atomic hydrogen welding. Second one is the thermite welding. We see one by one. The first one is atomic hydrogen welding. It is AHW. If you see the construction of this welding process, here we use two welding torque. Inside that we use the two tungsten electrodes. If you see the arrangement of two tungsten electrodes are in V shape, are in inclined manner, and both electrodes are connected to the power source, a 300 volt AC power source. Here AC power source is suitable compared to DC because an equal amount of heat will be available at both the electrodes. A transformer with an open circuit voltage of 300 volts is required to maintain the arc here. In this welding process, the workpieces are joined by the heat obtained and passing a stream of hydrogen through an electric arc stuck between two tungsten electrodes. The arc supplies the energy for a chemical reaction to take place, thereafter which heat obtained for welding. A filler rod may or may not be used during this process. If you see the construction, this is the operation of this welding process. Hydrogen gas supply is made and current is switched off. Parallelly, we use the hydrogen gas to protect the weld from the atmospheric gases. The arc is struck by bringing the two tungsten electrodes in touch with each other and separating them by a distance of 1.5 mm. Arc is created. If you take both electrodes nearer to each other, maintaining distance 1.5 apart, an arc is generated due to a current flow. Depending upon the thickness of the job to be welded, a current value can be set. Depending on the material of the workpiece, have to fix the current here. The atomic hydrogen welding arc is held over the job till a molten coal forms. The welding torch is carried along the surface to be welded with an arc edge touching the surface. So the hydrogen gas creates a reducing atmospheric and avoids weld metal contamination. Depending upon the job thickness, filler metal may or may not be added during the operations. For welding a mild steel plate of 10 mm thickness, about 60 amperes of arc current is required. This is a working principle of atomic hydrogen welding process. It's a very simple process. Here we use the two welding torch. Inside that, we have to fix the two tungsten electrodes, and both are connected in the AC power source only, because the equal voltage will be supplied both the electrodes. When the tip of the nozzle of this torch come contact to each other, the arc is created. The fan shaft arc is created. Then the fusion of the workpiece takes place. After that, weld takes place. The hydrogen gas itself is used for the shielding the here a welding area. This is all about the the working principle of this welding process. Next we say some advantages of this process. This welding is very faster. Intense flame is obtained which can be concentrated at the joint, hence less distortion. Workpiece do not form part of the electric circuit, hence the problem like striking the arc and maintaining the arc column are eliminated. A separate flux or shielding gas is not required because the hydrogen involves itself prevents the oxidation of the metal and the tungsten electrode. This all about some advantages. If you see the disadvantages, the process cannot be used for depositing large quantities of metals. The cost of welding by this process is slightly higher than with other welding processes. Welding is limited to flat positions only. Some are the disadvantages of this welding process. If you come to the applications, atomic hydrogen welding is used in those applications where a rapid welding is necessary, as for stainless steels and other special alloys. Hope all of you understood this type. Next we go through second one, that is thermit welding process. Here we use a casting and foundry practice for welding the two components. Our workpieces are held in between the two molding boxes, a cope and drag, and ram it properly, and here maintain some distance to flow the thermit mixture. Above we have the crucible. In already casting we discussed about the molding box, how the casting takes place, different steps involved in the casting process. So what is meant by crucible and various types of the crucibles. Crucible is used to convert the solid material into the molten form. Same principle here we use. Have to add the mixture, thermit mixture, that is iron oxide, aluminum powder, and then this mixture is brought into ignition with the help of igniter here. When ignition temperature about 1200 degrees Celsius, reaction starts producing molten iron and slag and releasing the amount of heat, that flow will be comes in gap between two workpieces. After solidification here, the joining of the two workpieces takes place. See, if you want to fix a large size of the pipes, we can use this type of the welding process. It may be around 20 to 30 mm diameter, 20 to 30 inch diameter pipes we can easily weld. Initially, to prepare the thermit mixture. For that we use the iron oxide and aluminum powder for this mixture. Ignite this mixture, then heat is generated here. From this plug, that mixture will comes and enters through a screw. It enters into the gap between workpieces. After solidification takes place, the joining of the two metals here takes place. After the weld joint cools and solidifies, the mold is broken, rises are cut, the joint is finished by machining or grinding. If you see, hope all of you understood this concept. This is all about the operation of the thermit welding. These applications: joining of heavy sections, just I told, welding of pipe joints, repair field as repair of shafts, machinery frames, etc. Welding of railway rails. So these are some applications used in repair and welding of large forgings and casting pipes. mill housings and heavy rail sections, where a large section can be joined, they have to use the thermite welding process. If you see the advantages, the heat necessary for welding is obtained from a chemical reaction and thus no costly powder supply. Hence, broken part, rail, etc. can be welded on the site itself. If you see the disadvantages, thermite welding is applicable only to ferrous metals parts for heavy sections, that is mill housings and railway sections. This process is uneconomical if you use to weld cheap metals or light parts. It's a costly process. Hope all of you understood the both welding processes. Thank you.